Hey guys, welcome back to another kit video. This one is about my failing Mk23. So for those who've followed this build, this is one of the STTi Mk23s or ST23s, whatever you want to call it. So it's a very cheap Mk23, brand new, they're about £45–50. I don't even know if it worked out of the box, if I'm totally honest with you. And we did a kind of a build of let's chuck about 100 quid at one of these things and see if we can get it running absolutely lush. I was thinking that I could probably rebuild at least the performance of a standard Mk23, just with a bit of a project gun, and I've kind of fallen a bit short of the mark. So the problems I've been having with this gun, so we'll backpedal a little bit. We've done a lot of modifications to this thing now. We've completely overhauled the mag. So the standard ST23 mag, there's really only the follower and the spring, which are the stock parts left of that now. We've got Novi feed lips in there, because I know they're better and they're quite cheap. Novi gas route, because I know that's good. And we've got one of the faceless sniper release valve things, which is meant to be very, very high flow, and it increases the chance of you getting dual creep. I did this because I read that these were, kind of the better mags, the clone mags, and to be fair, it feeds. It's feeding now, it wasn't before, so I actually think this might work pretty well in a good Mk23. So this past weekend down at Killzone Airsoft in Derbyshire, I had my Mk23 with me, and I asked to borrow a friend's TM mag. Took a few shots, and the shots went absolutely nowhere. They just dribbled out the suppressor. So we wound off all the TDC and did it again. Same thing, barely flinging them out. Tried a different mag, same thing. Took the suppressor off, same thing. It's just like they weren't going anywhere. So we wound the hop all the way out, and we got about 5 meters. So a little bit more hop, a little bit of a tweak, and it can shoot them now about 20 meters with a drop down. So not ideal. So the things I've changed again since I kind of last came on cam with this, I've changed I want to call it the blowback housing, but it's not a blowback housing, it's a nozzle housing. It's not a blowback gun, it's a non-blowback. So I've changed the nozzle housing back to the original STTi one, and I've kept the Novi nozzle in there, and it feeds quite happily now. We're getting feeding. I've got a Hadron plate in there now, whereas before I had the Stalker plate. Just wasn't quite happy with the Stalker one. It just didn't seem to level. So as you look kind of like down your barrel or down it, you're kind of looking for that equal kind of hop. So as you look into the circle, you're looking for kind of an equal, a flat, and it was just constantly like that one way or the other. So swap that out for a proper Hadron one. That fixed that problem straight away. And then I wasn't actually happy with the TDC housing either. So this is a Novrich TDC housing, which fits really insanely tight, and that's quite good. And I've reseated the suppressor a couple of times as well. So overall, we are feeding now. It can just rattle off a mag. Sticking 3.6s through it the other day, I think we're getting about 240. So it's coming out around about 300 FPS equivalent with a 0.2. It would be low if you put 0.2s in, because it is that valve there helps them dual creep. I'll put a link to that valve in the description, because that's probably quite a nice worthwhile investment. Only works with clone mags though. So other bits I've done to this is in here you can see, well, you probably won't be able to see the little red tag just on the end of that there. That's a little bit of heat shrink, and I've also stuck some foam on the back of the nozzle housing there just to dumb that. So it is quiet. I've also taken out the dual stage sear because it just does my head in. So it is quiet, but it's not feeding right, it's not working right, and this is ultimately going to be kind of a cross draw kind of pistol. So when I'm sniping or DMRing, I need to be able to pull it quickly. So I need to kind of be able to pull it, go bop, 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 and then pop it away, and it needs to be silent. Can't do that if it can't feed or it can't shoot very far. So it's not terrible, but it's just not amazing. So this is the end of the road for the STTi Mk23. What I am going to do though is I am going to swap across onto a Tokyo Marui Mk23, and as I do that I'm going to take a few of the parts from this, so things like the PDI inner barrel, I want to keep that. I will probably keep the Hadron plate. I will probably get a Hadron TDC. I will probably remove the two-stage sear, and that will be about all I'm going to do with it. I'll keep the mag. If the mag works in the new one, great. Otherwise, I'll have a TM mag which can feed, and it will work absolutely lovely. Fingers crossed my great big chunky suppressor works. I know Sniper Mechanic has just bought one out, which is about kind of like that long. Bit late for me to jump on that train now. I do like the silverback one though, because it is silent. It is a very silent gun. But that's kind of the update on the Mk23. So this will probably get taken apart for parts now. Things like the mag release. I quite like the spring in here. I don't think the TM one's actually got that little bendy wire in there, so I might move that into my TM one. And then I'll also have some spare parts in here as well. I've got the springs in the back here. They're all upgraded. But again, if the TM one feeds quite happily stock, I'm not going to touch it. Just going to leave it as alone as much as I can. So there you go. Bit of a disappointing one, but you know, it's got to be usable. This isn't a flare gun. This is all about being usable, and I thought I could make it usable, and for all intents and purposes it should be, but it's just not. So you've got to learn when to give up. Now is the time on this gun. Thank you very much if you've made it this far through the video with me. Bit of a depressing one, unfortunately, and it talks about a dying gun, which is a bad thing. Please hit that like button. Please hit that comments section up. Let me know what I'm doing wrong with it. If you can think of a way of me fixing it, great. I would love that. I would love to have one of these in my TM1, and I could even DMR it or something crazy like that. And of course, if you want to see where we go on the TM1, which is going to become the new Mk23 project, yeah, hit that sub button. But otherwise, I will catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching.